Hello, everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, Dimir Jewels. One of the viewers recommended that I tried Enigma Jewel in the deck that crimes. I think it's crime, right? The reenact the crime deck. But I really couldn't fit it in because then I won't have any removal in that deck, and then I'll just die to all the early game plays. So instead, I wanted to try it out in a different deck, and this is the Enigma Jewel deck that I'm seeing other people play. That basically utilizes the Jewel's activated ability, or the Jewel's mana for the activated ability on Collector's Vault and Mazemind Tome. These are good packages to help us get a lot of card draws and continuously get value. And once we have that value, all we have to do is hold Liliana and Jace over their head until they either mill out or get sacrificed, the entire half their entire deck, or we can deadly cover up and exile their important cards in their deck. I would say half their entire deck. I mean half their entire field. Then, when we get to the late game and we have all the mana that we curved into, what we can do is either outrageous robbery and steal a bunch of things from them. If they're not sort of a control deck or not a counterspell control deck, outrageous robbery will get them. And if they are a counterspell control deck, we have three steps ahead. 3 steps ahead that will kind of try to out-counter their counter. And when we are running out of cards, a lot of times we might think, hey, we're milling out your opponent. We also mill out ourselves. That's not very fast because, or that's not very good because Collector's Vault and Mazemind Tome drop a lot of cards. Well, what we can do is then Finale of Revelation. There's one in this deck that draw X cards, where if X is 10 or more, we actually shuffle our graveyard and just, restart the game over with our whole deck where our opponent has nothing left. So that is the idea of this deck. Now let's talk about the whole deck list. In the early game, we got 4 Enigma Jewel, 2 Cut Down, and 1 Ghost Vacuum. I always have a Ghost Vacuum in any one of my decks because I don't like losing to Reanimator decks, and there's just so many out there right now. There's so many different Reanimator combos. So even though it's not crazy, I still always have a Ghost Vacuum in every one of my decks. Then, turn 2, we have 2 Anoint with Affliction, 2 Go for the Throw, 2 Nowhere to Run, 2 Sheoldred's Edict, the all 8 removal package that will remove anything we want, right? If it's something that we need to exile, Anoint will do it, a CMC or 3 or less. If it's a big creature we had to kill, Go for the Throw will get there. If it's a hexproof or warded up creature, Nowhere to Run will get it. If it's a Planeswalker, Sheoldred's Edict can also get it. Then we have 4 Collector's Vault and 4 Mazemind Tome. These cards should go into the side here because they're a high CMC card. They're not 2. 3 mana value, we have 4 3 steps ahead and 2 Liliana. Liliana's good, but not great because we don't want to discard cards. But once we get the Mazemind Tome to kind of pop off, we'll have a lot of cards, then Liliana doesn't matter as much. Then we have 2 Jace, the Perfected Mind. Sort of a win con to mill our opponents out with the minus 15, right? Or minus 5 to mill 15. But normally the win con is just our opponent quitting because they don't want to play this game anymore. And then we have 2 Deadly Cover-Up, 2 Board Wipe, 1 Finale, and 1 Outrageous Robbery to play our opponent's deck or recycle our own deck. And then the land base we have, well, first of all, the lands, 25 lands total because we have a lot of early game cards and the Jewel is technically a mana rock. So, 25 lands, 2 islands, 2 swamps, 4 Gloomlake Verge, 4 Restless Reef, 4 Undersea Sewer, and even 1 Temple of Deceit. Then we have 4 Fountainport and 4 Sunken Citadel to make sure that we can use the Fountainport's utility ability, I guess that's what to call it, right? Because the Enigma Jewel can actually activate Fountainport along with the Sunken Citadel, meaning that we can get treasures pretty quickly and then ramp way out. And then, of course, there is no demo field in this deck, so be careful about Mirrex and opponent's Fountainport. The way we kill those is to just keep constantly holding down the board, and hopefully that we can get to the end of our opponent's deck before they kill us with Mirrex and things like that. I don't actually see a lot of Mirrex, so I think this deck should be fine. And that's the idea. Now let's go into the games. Alright, our opponent is Young Maestro. He's a Young Maestro. He's letting us go first. Aye. Restless Reef. Watch our Jewel. Anchorage. I'm gonna put this on black. Simic, huh? Actually, no, it's not Simic, it's Bant. Will they counter a Mazemind Tome? Doesn't seem like there was anything sticking. Alright. 4 free cards with Mazemind Tome. That's pretty fun. Overlord of the Hauntmoor. Draw a card, please. Collector's Vault. We get to ramp with the Collector's Vault. That's pretty good. But it's banned control, so I don't know where this is gonna go. Could go either way. We do have up the Beanstalk. Let me draw a card. Maybe I'll get a counterspell. Did not get a counterspell. So he gets to go up that Beanstalk, and hopefully does not get too far ahead. It's like I have a lot of engine, but it's not really getting me anywhere. Another Collector's Vault. I think that Collector Vault just gets discarded. Okay. He's investigating. What is this card? What does it do? Whenever it attacks, destroy up to 1 target artifact. Yep. Anoint. I can anoint the Kellen. Nothing to remove, actually. Alright, there's the first counterspell of the day. I play another Mazemind Tome. How do I even kill the Overlord? Not quite sure. I have Go for the Throws in his deck, but didn't draw it. He's just waiting for the Overlord to turn live, right? Overlord of the Flood Pits. Draws like 3 cards. One, two, three. That's not a lot of cards, huh? Try to rob him for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cards. Oh, I gotta go for the throw. Good timing, too. Do I fight it on his turn? Yeah, I think I should fight on his turn. Kellen, I don't want to see it Kellen, so I'm gonna activate this ability first. Maybe draw me another counter spell to back that up. Go for the throw your Overlord first. While it's on the stack. Huh. Is our opponent stuck? It's your choice now. You want to counter to go for the throw? Or you want to save your Kellen here? Okay, then I'll try to counter the Kellen. Copy the Mazemind Tome, I think. You want to counter that? My Ghost Vacuum can give me an Overlord already. That's pretty good. I think I gotta use it right now or I lose it to the Kellen. Does Kellen fly? It does fly. Flying Vigilance. Alright, that slow play paid off. Now what? You gonna attack me with an Anchorage? Exile your Overlord. And then I will put a page counter. I know I have a lot of cards, but I need to filter out a little bit better because I don't want to draw dead. Jace. Now that's a card. Let us first Collector's Vote. Get more treasure. Would you like to counter this? Three steps. He did have a counter spell. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can steal 6 cards from him. Those are the cards in your deck? Alright, gotta be careful with the Flood Maw in his deck. Overlord? That's fine, it's not doing too much damage. Not with the Mazemind Tomes on board. He's just put on Impending, which is weird. It's got 32 cards left. It's not a lot. Alright, let's keep filtering. This is kind of ridiculous, huh? Do I want a Sunken Citadel? For the extra Fountainport mana? I don't know. I think I'd much rather hold these cards in my hand to discard. Just put out a Brushland. Nothing here matters too much to me. It's not dealing a lot of damage. I whale one of them. Now it's the 1/2/1 not dealing any damage at all. I would like to draw a card. It's a cut down, huh? Why is it tapping the Fountainport? Our opponent's very slow. He is a young maestro. Young maestro is the slowest maestro in the world. Let's exile another card in just 3 steps. Don't have enough counterspells to push things through, huh? Make a little 1/1. Maybe it'll force him to interact with it somehow. And a deadly cover-up, huh? Well, I did exile all his graveyard, so it's nothing to deadly. There is nothing to deadly here. Well, first let me draw a card. I can mill him, like, real quick. These are all instant speed cards. I don't need to hurry. He's only got 5 cards. Are all 5 counterspells? We'll start with a nowhere to run. There could be up to Beanstalk in his hand. He is not very good, because he will deck himself out. We'll cut this down. does have a lot of cards. I don't want to play any of his cards because they will just come back to him because he has Into the Flood Mall. Okay, draw more cards. Good for you. You know you can play them as just creatures. I don't know why you would do that without playing them as creatures. Man, this is a very long game. Is our opponent, like, his brings on Pentium 5? He's not. He's not really doing the stuff. Am I doing anything else with the Fountainports? Maybe I should just be doing stuff with the Fountainports. Make a treasure. No. Make a fish. Somehow it's tapping the Fountainports to make a fish. I would like to draw a card. I have a lot of Restless Reef. All 4 Restless Reef is going to be in play. This will be fun. Also, I've drawn half my deck. It was 1 counterspells. Right? Only 1 counterspell. He's only got 1 so far either, but I'm pretty sure he has more. I'm not bringing them back with the Ghost Vacuum. It's too painful. Right? Yeah, it's too painful. You would just Into the Flood Mall through them and get a lot of value out of that. Alright, we'll go to my turn. Another Volt. Don't want that. I already stole cards from him. Well, if that's the case, I don't want another land either. I will play the second Vault. Get him for 1. Get him for the good 1/2. Alright, put him in a Reef. I think we end turn here. Pretty sure whatever Reef I turn into life, he's just gonna hit with a bounce spell or removal. So let's not go crazy here. He is very worried about the Ghost Vacuum. And he should be. Ghost Vacuum is very good against his deck with all the beast sticks. Oh, come on. Oh, my God. This is the longest game ever. The longest game against the worst player in the world. Playing the slowest deck somehow. Finally. Alright. Now I can do stuff. So, the first thing I'm going to do is sack this and draw a card. Nowhere to run? It's not very good. Then I'm going to try to get lost this other Overlord. Will he let that happen? This way I can exile it. And now I have... Let's activate this first. No point putting on a 1-1 if it's just gonna die. This might be more useful here. Might be able to draw me a fucking counterspell for once. No, eat it. What am I gonna draw here? Fountainport is probably better than a swamp. Yeah. 24 cards left in the deck and still only 1 counterspells. Yeah, I said counter spells, but it's actually counter spell. I only got the 1. My opponent's still deciding to rope. Just rat. Come on. Let me go to my turn. Coolio. Well, I think first thing we do is draw, right? Get an extra treasure. Potentially something useful. Liliana is potentially something useful here. I think I tossed it. Why did I select 2? So we Sunfall. Then we Deadly Cover Up. Then we Liliana. We'll get there eventually. Three steps ahead. I don't really want that to happen, right? He gets to recast it anyways. And you know what? We'll recast it. Liliana. She's here and she means business.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
I gotta put on full control mode. Anoint your anchorage. Another 3 steps. Let's see. Doesn't really work, right? Put that away too. Thanks to all of your removal. That was almost all the 3 steps.
Sacrifices must be made.
Yeah. That was all of my removal. Now there was... No, actually I did not even have enough mana for the Deadly Cover-Up anyways. I was thinking about Deadly Cover-Up just removing the 3 steps to see what he has, but that's probably not enough. Probably not the smartest idea. Okay. Also gotta put this on the stack. Oh. Okay, never mind. What? You know you can just play them as a creature. I don't know why he always does that. Does he not know that there's a non-impending side? He does not know. He only impends. 25 cards. I'm not going to mill him out like this. I can't even look at my Ghost Vacuum. Oh, there it is. I only have 4 creatures to bring out. It's not that great. It's not that bad, but it's not that great either. Take your 3 steps. Finally, I get a 3 steps. Do I have enough time though? What am I hitting? Into the Flood Maul? That was the one I stole from him. Right? What else am I hitting? Soul Partition? Do you think he has more Soul Partition into the Flood Maul? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, Soul Partition is probably the scariest card. Let's take that out. Yeah, he has another Soul Partition. He does have Into the Flood Maul as well. Alright. He has more Into the Flood Maul, which means I can't just... I mean, I could, right? He gets to bring one thing back. Which isn't that great. Do I want a Liliana? Yeah, I don't need to know where to run.
You won't be outsmarting me.
Really? That's gonna deck him out so much quicker. I'm okay for it. Dude, he has no play. Jesus Christ. Hornlocked Whale. He draws 2 cards. You know what? I should probably counter in response, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't have enough to copy. Is there anything worth copying here? Not really. No! Oh, I tapped all of my Fountainports. Oh, the humanity! Can't stop this countering. Do I want to draw this card? Let's draw it. I don't think the Edict's going to hit these anyways. Oh, that's a good card. I mean, what is he going to do? Get lost one of my Reef? If he does it, he uses up one of it. I have 16 cards left, but he also doesn't have much. Lost. I have another one. Just let it go. Discard a card. Discard his land.
Don't overthink things.
He's going to discard his Sunfall. No, he wants to keep his Sunfall. Why would you want to keep your Sunfall there? Sunfall just to draw 2 cards. He's down to 15 cards. Do you really want to draw these cards? Overlord of the Mistmore. Does he know how to play it now? Nope, still impending. Do you think he's got 4 turns left? Alright, our opponent is very insistent on losing. We can help him with that. Down to 1 mana here. Actually, no. There's four mana here. I can't read. There's literally no cards I want more than these 2, so there's no reason to Collector's Vault, other than to perhaps get an extra whatchamacallit treasure, but I don't think I would do that. Or unlock a royal. Let's get that out of there. That's a creature. Enigma Jewel, not a good card. So let's cycle the Jewel. Actually, no, let's just draw a card. Get a Temple, okay. How many cards do you have left? 11? That's not a lot. Go for the Deadly Cover-Up. Take one Deadly Cover-Up and one Anoint. Yeah, Anoint's better than Cut Down. To remove, that is. Oh! You take all that time and you quit. That was a 37-minute game. You freaking loser. Good game. I don't know. What was he even gonna have? I was gonna pop his Flood Maul here, right? If I pop his Flood Maul here, he won't have any left in his deck. And then what I have left here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 5. That's 11 mana. 11 mana could get me a 2 Reef attack. That would be down. I mean, if he doesn't do anything, I won't attack with the Reef, right? I think what I will do here is probably crack the vaults or the vacuum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 creatures cracking a vacuum. That seems pretty good. And he can't really fight back against that. He does have those things, but those things are not as scary as what I have here. I get lands, I get card draw, and then I will be able to mill him out. And if he Sunfalls, he draws too many cards, and he'll deck out that way as well. GG. Alright, our opponent is... Nah. Is that E? Or is it just a dash? We get turn 1 Enigma Jewel, and nothing else but turn 1 Enigma Jewel, so... I'm gonna do it. Undersea Sewers. Wow, it doesn't want to cut down. It's like he knows what I am. We get to turn 2 Fountainport, that's fun. Let's go. Turn 2 Fountainport. Deduce. Alright, that's a Dimir Control deck. I thought we had a good hand, but so far, not great. The Fish of Doom. Not even dropping any of these filter lands. Gotta counter an Annex or anything that gives him card advantage. Other than that... Oh, come on. Guess he's just gonna duress our 3 steps. What can I do? I can draw 2 and discard a card. But I draw a card anyways, right? Make a treasure. We'll ramp. All I have is lands, but I'm ramping anyways. Cut down. You got it. I don't like it, but it happened. Ooh, Mazemind Tome. That's a good card to get right now. So, let's see. What do I want to do here? If I Mazemind Tome, I use up the mana. Which means I don't have anything else to do with it. Right? If I Mazemind Tome and draw a card, I still have 3 mana I could potentially counter. So that's fair. Did he just hit the Annex on the one turn I don't have counter spells after he duress me? Does seem like a pattern. He can see my hand. He's gonna hit Jace. Oh boy. Well,
Phyrexia showed me the truth.
my Jace is bigger than your
Flesh
Jace.
will always lose.
You want to mill me? Oh, you just want a plus.
You can be made to obey.
Missed it by one card. Twice. So, 1, 2, 3. I can get a Jace out and still hold up a counter spell, right? Do I do that? Don't think I'm racing this Jace. I do have Shieldred's Edict in the deck, but... Am I gonna get there, though? Oh, okay.
In time, all with all your hopes and dreams.
Did he mill my good cards? No. Still have the good cards. Good. That's important. Make fish. Make way for fish. Strong on the card. Anoint, huh? Do I just play out this Jace here? No, right? Make way for fish. Alrighty then. 3 steps to draw, you do that. That's lovely. I mean, I'm not gonna mill him out anytime soon. Make way for more fish. I already have to discard, right? So I should think about what I'm doing here. Should I though? I mean, there's a lot of lands I can discard, so I don't really care too much. And if I draw a good thing, I'd probably play. Nope, did not draw a good thing. But that can go. I don't care about that card at all. Sunken Citadel on black or blue? Don't need black mana at all. Quick study. Oh, you go quick. Study. Study it. Study it up. We'll toss the jewel. As long as I don't miss a land drop every turn, I should be able to fight through. Also, he has to fight the Fish of Doom. More fish. There's my Edict. Down to 11. I'm just gonna keep drawing cards. Phantom Interference. I'll put a stop right here. And then we'll anoint it. It's not really doing much. I'm not sure if I needed to do Anoint. It doesn't do anything, but I wanted to do it while he's tapped out, so it doesn't fight me for it. That's a good card. Too bad I have counter spells ready for that. Draw 2 and then discard a card. I mean, I could have just let it out and killed him with my Jace. Didn't think about that. Bring him down to 8. Deduce. I mean, yeah, I could have killed him. I missed my own lethal, which is kind of funny. I missed this deck. It was fun time when it was a thing. Draw a card. Cut down. Do we fight him for it? No, he's gonna fight me for it. Flood Maul. Does he have more? Anoint. Do we Jace here? It's at 36, right? I don't think I need to Jace him. Also tapped me out, so not Jacing him. I can't counter his demons, but I can counter a lot of other stuff. I have 22 cards. Do we stop this? Go down to 7. What happens if I stop this? I don't have a counter spell anymore. And then I die to his next thing.
Emotions are distractions. Focus on the facts. Your victory is an illusion. Nothing could be more vulnerable than your memory.
Is there another Jace he wants to swing at us? This is a turn, right? Okay, GG. I don't know what that was, but yeah, I don't know what he had in his hand. G to the G. Welcome back, everyone. Oh boy, now that you see those two games, how does this deck feel? And I swear, those are the games that I played with this deck, and Jesus, did that game take long. Yeah, so this is kind of the idea of a very drawn-out game, or a very drawn-out deck that draws out the games, but it does draw the game with inevitability sort of on our side, which I like, right? And both of the opponents that we played, we have to kind of play around what they potentially could have had, and they both had counterspells. So a lot of it was playing around opponents' counterspells that made the game last very long. If they don't have counterspells, our finale, outrageous robbery, will just blow them out of the water. But because they had counterspells, we have to be careful with what to toss out, what not to toss out, and yeah, the 3 steps ahead was good, but it really is depending on how we drew it. And in that first game, we had 4 3 steps ahead. We dropped 1 in the first 40 cards, and that was very difficult. But once we draw the rest of the 3 steps ahead, we were ahead of our opponent. So that's kind of the idea. The rest of the deck, I think the shell is very strong. The Collector's Vault's very good with the Enigma Jewel, no doubt. And I don't think the craft ability of the Enigma Jewel will ever come into play. I don't think it's that good. What we can craft is maybe a Ghost Vacuum, a Collector's Vault, a Jace, and a Liliana. That's pretty much all we have in this deck to craft. Because the Mazemind Tome gets exiled, right? It doesn't really go into the graveyard. So if we're able to put a Collector's Vault, a Liliana, a Jace, and a Ghost Vacuum all into the graveyard, then we can craft it, and then we can use the loyalty abilities. But even then, it costs too much, and I don't think it's that good. Ultimately, though, the win con is really just to mill our opponent out. And the mill is not the sort of the aggressive mill, right? It's not the heart of the cards. Heart of the deck. The heart of the deck is just making sure that our opponent doesn't want to play it out anymore because we're getting so much value and they're getting depressed. That's kind of the idea. Now, there is a few more change that I would like to make with this deck. Namely, maybe I want to cut a land. I feel like the Temple of the Sea can go. 24 lands probably enough. A lot of times I feel like I'm getting flooded. Granted, I only played 2 games, right? But I feel like I was getting flooded, and I think 24 lands is enough. What I do want to put in is a Stone Brain. Yeah, I forgot about that card. A Stone Brain with the Jewel is actually pretty good because we can just use that immediately when we have a Jewel and take out our opponent's win con. And that in a lot of matchups, right? Just taking out 1 card from their whole deck, make their whole deck useless. And yeah, that's what makes this kind of combo work well for us. And I like this deck, but there's a lot of fine-tuning that probably can go. And I would love to see how this deck kind of shapes out in the following weeks because the standard arena standard isn't going anywhere. And right now, everybody's figuring out how to better play their mono-red decks or their Boros aggro deck or how to better play their demons deck. Very boring stuff. And what I'm trying to do is figure out other ways to play the game and exactly target those 2 type of decks and blast them out of the water. That's really all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.